Hey fans, what's so hey gang, what's up? What's crack-a-lacking? What's good? So I'm just gonna drop a disclaimer, right? Because I'm sat here editing this video and I look a hot mess. I look a hot mess. And you know what? I've been knowing this, but like I just didn't realize how bad this wig was. So see it, clock it, know it, but don't say nothing. Like, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, is it necessary for you to say something? Don't worry about it. But you're this here. Oh, yeah, no, it is not a representation of who I am, who I was, not even who I will be at all. It was just, I couldn't be bothered. But like, yeah, get back into the video and enjoy this video because it's about to get lit. But don't worry about the hair. The hair is not lit. Don't worry about that. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. So, hi guys. Okay, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Are you alright? I don't know why that's a thing. I was chilling, living my best life. She lied. Somebody was talking about a maid situation. Like, I just remember sitting there thinking, oh my days, how have I not told this story yet? I have a horror maid story that I've never told anyone. Like, why have I not told people about this? Grab some popcorn, grab some juice. It's about to get a little cray. Like, do the kids still say that? But yeah, it's about to get a bit crazy because this is just a strange story. So the year was sorry, I have no seriousness. Right, the year was 2017 probably. So my husband and I used to live in this little delightful place called Mauni Park in Malawi, and it's in Limby. It's an industrial place. So like, you guys don't know, but the lights never used to go off over there. The lights never used to go off. Okay, we had Saturdays where the lights used to go off, but it was all right because we would be out at church all day anyway, so we didn't really feel the burn, didn't feel the pinch. But if you know, you know. Like, this place was heaven. No lights off. What? Are you mad? Like, it was crazy. We're there living our lives or whatever, and I was working at this little school. Well, it's not little. I don't know why it's little. But I was working at this primary school. Basically, for me to get from home to work, I had to go down like a steep kind of hilly place. It wasn't like drastic, but it wasn't no small steep as well. What is it called? What is this that I'm looking for? We'll just call it a hill. Going to work wasn't so bad because first of all, it's in the morning, it's a little bit chilly, it's not hot, and it's also downhill. Coming back from work was a problem. Okay, like, you had to go up the hill and the sun would be hitting and blazing because we used to finish work like at, I think it was 2:30 or something like that. That sun, it's gone from rising to like smack bang in the middle, and it was hitting, yo, it was hitting. I can't tell you degrees, I'll lie, because I want to say it was 60 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, but that's probably not true. But it felt like it, because I remember walking up that hill every single day and thinking, I need to get my life right. I can't go to hell. I can't afford hell. It's not for me because I am struggling on earth. How about hell? Nah. I mean, I still didn't act right, but now, we used to have a maid who was a day, I was gonna say a day scholar. I don't know what that was. But yeah, she was a day maid. So she would come to our house in the morning, make some breakfast and maybe a little bit of cleaning, look after the baby, and then we would go off to work and she'll be doing whatever it was that she does when she was at home. And then, you know, come back in the afternoon and find that she's cleaned the house and she, you know, there's only dinner to start being made and whatnot. Like, that was dope. That was the life. But I can't remember what happened for her to go. Nothing bad happened though. Nothing bad happened. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so we didn't have her anymore. Obviously that I was making my peas, he was making his peas. Like as a unit, we were doing okay by Malawian standards. So for the rest of the world, we were poor. We were poor as hell. Yeah. So I decided that basically I was going to enroll Lily into the nursery at the school that I was working at, so that we don't need childcare. But we're paying quite a bit of money, and I needed a maid for just in general anyway, just some extra help. You know what I mean? I started taking Lily to school, and she would also finish early, which was so awkward because she was so little. So she would finish like at 11 or 12 or something like that. And I still have to be teaching these kids up until 2. So I'm just like, what? I can't really have this little child in my classroom just chilling there. And I can't even ask the nursery teachers to just have her in the class. Like that, they're done with their work, sort of. So it was weird. But that, it worked out in the end. Like, how did it work out? Yo, my mind, I don't know, yo, my memory is so bad nowadays, but it worked out somehow. I can't remember how, don't ask me, I will lie, but it worked out. But eventually, I told the women at the school, I was like, yo, listen, my friends, yeah, I was like, oh, yo, listen, I've got the situation, can you help me find a maid, because this just won't do, so help a sister out. And they were like, yeah. So they had to go inquire for some people in their villages. Everything is a plug, and everyone plugs people who come from their village. So they were looking for someone for their village, but in the meantime, I had to find somebody. So I found this lady now. Actually, there's 2, now that I deep it. There was one woman, we'll call her Rose because I can't remember what her name was. And Rose was basically fine, but Rose was, I want to say, lazy as hell, because you can't be doing the amount of work that I'm doing, because I know my work is subpar. So I'm not going to pay you to do exactly what I do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will sweep, mop, clean, or whatever. I might not dust, I might not wash windows, I might not garden. Do you know what I mean? So if I employ you and you're doing the exact same bare minimum, bro, what are we doing? Like, what do I need you for? And that always confused me about Rose. Like, I don't know. Every time I would come out of work or my room or whatever the situation may be, I would find Rose sitting there. The first woman, Luca, I remember her. I remember her full government name. But Luca would always be doing something. Like, I don't know what this woman was doing, to be honest. I couldn't tell you. All I know is every time I go out, every time I see her, she's... she was always doing something. Every time I find Rose, sis is like this, sitting there. Now she wants to make friends with the neighbor, the neighbor's maid. The neighbor's maid is cooking. The neighbor's maid is washing clothes, doing all sorts of things. Rose is just hey, with her all over. What? Your friend's working. Go to work, Rose. Find something to do. Fam, listen, I used to get so frustrated. Oh, so we're going to stop right here to hear a word from our sponsors. Please comment, like, subscribe, share this video. You are watching my content for free. The least you can do is plug it, sis. Let's blow up. Damn. Okay, back to the story. And I realized that this situation wasn't going to work. I can't remember what Rose did exactly that tipped me over the edge, but she did something. She did something. I know that. Because, yeah, that would have annoyed me, but it wouldn't have annoyed me enough for me to be like, I'll be taking Lily back to school. Because, guys, the school wasn't the issue. The issue was when I finished work at 3, going up that hill now, the hill that I've been talking about, yes, I had to carry Lily on my back because sis was tired and sleeping. So, do you know how much dead weight weighs? Like, it's oh, bro, heavy, tiny little person, but the dead weight was extreme. So she would be there on my back. I would have my work bag and I would have her bag, because you know children about 2-3 years old, they always have extra clothes in their bag and extra food as well. So there's that. I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope. It wasn't happening with the sun. Mind you, it's already been a long day for me as well. I've had to deal with other people's naughty, badass kids. I don't know why the children are getting it. Some of them were tiring, man. Some of them were stressful. So I'm having to do all that, and it just wasn't working for me, you know. So I'm thinking, is it enough for me to fire her and go through that again, or do I just, you know, put up with it? So I put up with it until she did whatever it was that she did that I cannot remember. She had to go. But Rose isn't the problem. It isn't the problematic maid. Believe it or not, she is not. She is absolutely not the problematic maid. The problematic maid. What are we gonna call her? I don't know, but we're gonna call her Brenda. Okay? Brenda sounds like a problematic person. Sorry, if you're called Brenda, you're a problem. So Brenda now, I did a little bit more of like diligent work trying to find out like who she is, like background information and whatnot, because I wasn't gonna let any random person be with my child. Also, I've just remembered another point about Rose is because she was doing the bare minimum and then she did whatever she did or whatnot. I sat her down and we talked about it properly, and it was calm. She understood, I understood where she was coming from or whatever. I just remember there was some form of conversation that happened between us to try and like make this situation work, but she kept going back to her old behaviors. And then I started getting scared because I was like, yo, listen, I can't keep pulling this woman to the side so I can talk to her about something that she's done that's not made me happy, and then piss her off, basically. You know, no matter how nice you say something, like when you're being critical of somebody, they don't always take it nicely. I know I don't. Like, it's hard. It's hard to be criticized and then you just be like, yeah, I understand. And, you know, you're right. Usually it's just kind of like, listen, you've got problems too. You know, you get defensive. So I understand, like, I was scared that if I'm going to confront her and then go to work, my kid she wasn't talking at the time, you know, she's making sounds that we understood but wasn't quite where it was supposed to be. And if I leave her, what if this woman is pinching her? Lily's not gonna tell me. She's not gonna be like, oh mommy, you know, Rose pinched me today after you left for work, or Rose didn't give me my porridge today, I didn't eat anything. She's not gonna speak. So I'm like, yo, if I piss this woman off and go, she might punish my child. She might not. She could be a lovely person and that would never cross her mind. But at the same time, we've all seen those viral Maid videos on how people be child minding other people's children. Like, it's insane. I wasn't going to subjugate Lily to that. So I would like start keeping things to myself and not say anything. But I realized that doesn't work for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it works against me because you're doing something wrong that actually needs to be addressed. It has to be addressed. But I can't. It just wasn't working. She had to go. So now I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to try and actually interview these people, because, okay, so you people in the West, you might be shocked because, you know, every job that you give somebody, you give them an interview, right? The rest of the world, especially Africa, doesn't always work that way. Like, it's not, we interview people, but like, you know, it's not really a thing like that. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna actually really try. I tried to find out more about her history, her work history, her personal history, her family history, how she deals with, you know, conflict, how she resolves conflict, how she deals with problems, like if she believes in disciplining the kids and how she disciplines the kids, what ages the kids that she's child-minded were, what race they were. I mean, it's not like it's pivotal, but like it's different because of culture, isn't it? It's not so much a race thing, it's more cultural thing. But because the races in Malawi are pretty much more a little bit of white, a whole lot of black, and a substantial number of Indians, or should just say Asia. So the way the three groups work are quite different. And you know what? She was telling me stuff about herself and it sounded like somebody who's got experience, somebody who knows what they're doing. And also, the more different households she's been in, the more she can adapt to things and the more she can bring other people's good habits into ours. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was good. So, it was a problem. I know I just said it was good, but it was a problem. It was an issue. It was like she was ready to come and live with us. That's the other thing. Rose was a day scholar. She was a day maid. But Brenda now was going to be living with us because we wanted to have more like date nights and more time to chill with our friends and whatnot, because up until this point, like, we weren't going out, we weren't doing anything. He's very family orientated, like in the sense that, you know, his friends could come knocking on the door and be like, yo, let's go out, let's go do this, and he's just like, my wife is here, my child is here. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm home. Okay, I'm home. And he just won't go anywhere. He would just be with us. We were just at home all the time. And I thought, oh, you know what? We need to go out as a couple. You know, we go out with your friends, my friends, you know, make it a whole thing, date nights and whatnot. But like, it would be nice. Her living with us would make the child minding so much easier, because before this, we'd have to call up people and try to find someone who's willing to sleep at our house with Lily, and that was long. Cue in Brenda. Now she's going to be a lifesaver, but she really wasn't. She really wasn't. First of all, it took her forever to find her national ID. That was a huge red flag. We got so desperate. I'm just like, do you know what? Just, you can start working, but we still need that. So you can't live with us. You have to keep going back home until you find your national ID and show it to us and whatnot. I don't even remember how that story ended. I think maybe she brought it eventually, but it took so long. Her work ethic was alright. She would work, but not like my Luca. Like, nobody worked like that woman, let me tell you now. She was also pretty good with Lily. Like, she was good, which my Luca wasn't, because she was an older woman. So she was really good at all the cleaning, but then to sit down and play with a child just wasn't her thing. The kid would want to play, but she would just put her on her back and just be working the whole day. And it's like, the kid's crying because she's tired of being on your back. Lady, play with the kid. But she wasn't about that life. Whereas with Brenda, you know, she was really lovely. She would play with her, follow her to the neighbors, because Lily was a G. Or she used to walk all over the place. We lived in a gated area, so she would always go around at the neighbors' houses and stuff, just walking all over the place, finding little friends to play with and just going nuts. So Brenda was able to be walking with her and doing whatever she wanted and play with her little friends, as well as just them on their own. So that was great. But now let me tell you why Brenda had to go. Brenda couldn't stay with us no more. Let me tell you what she did, because this will blow your socks off. Because it sure did mine. One night we're sleeping, me and the baby. We're sleeping, dreaming, and whatnot. Now, my husband always has an antenna of potential. Oh, I've just remembered another story. Yo! Okay, calm down. He always has like an antenna ready, sensing danger. There had been a break-in at some point. Like, this house always got broken into. This house in the corner of our gated area, it always got broken into. Like, I don't know like why people didn't fix this situation, but stuff always happened. He was like very alert, even though we had guards and security and whatnot, but he was still very alert. So we're sleeping one time. What do we hear? I can't even replicate this sound. What can I use to replicate this? I'm just gonna do it. We hear Hey, guys, asked me what it was. It was this woman peeing. Where was she peeing? Obviously, it's not a problem for her to pee. Because you'll be looking at me like, wait, sis, this one was peeing a problem. Can't we pee now in the middle of the night? Is it a crime? No, it's not a crime. Do you know what is? Peeing in the bathroom. And when I say bathroom, I don't mean what we call WC, okay? I mean the bathroom. She was peeing in the place where we showered, where we went to clean our bodies. Me, hubby, and the baby used to clean ourselves. Sis was peeing in... Listen, what? She was peeing in there. I come out, go look, and she's there, she's peed, and then she's gone to her room like it's not... Okay, listen, the other thing, I mean, that's bad enough, but the thing that was very vexing about the situation as well is the fact that the toilet was right next to the bathroom. Sorry about that, my battery died. Where was I? Yeah, so she, like, she took liberties and peed in the bathroom instead of going to the toilet, which was like right next door. He wasn't engaged, you know what I mean? Like he was actually free. She could have just gone to the toilet, like we just don't understand. She walked all the way from her room to go pee in the bathroom. Fam! And you know what? We had noticed that over a couple of days, the bathroom was kind of smelling a little bit funny, but it wasn't that bad. And it wasn't like so obviously urine. And it wasn't like urine would have been the first thing in our heads to think of, like if the bathroom smells a little bit off. Like you just, because you just don't think it can be urine. Like why would it be? Do you know what I mean? Like it just didn't cross our minds. I couldn't believe that I had to talk to her because I was in shock. So after I realized and I saw what had happened, I went to the bedroom and I found, oh, by the way, I was trying to say that because Bay's ears are always like working antennas and stuff. He had heard it, I had heard it, and then I found out what it was, and I went to tell Bay, and I was just like, she's peeing. She peed in the bathroom, and he was shooketh. Like, he was so shocked. He was just like, where do they do that at? Like, the people you were working with, yeah, Asians, and we don't know Asians like that, but I'm pretty sure they're not peeing in their bathrooms. Like, obviously, Asians, like, will pee in toilets and whatnot and, you know, do number twos in toilets and then they wash as opposed to, like, cleaning with tissue. But even then, it's not like they're peeing in the bathroom to begin with and then just, like, washing themselves off. Like, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think that's what they're doing. It was scary for me. It was shocking to me. But you know what? You're allowed to make mistakes. We have different backgrounds. Can't always assume. This is what I've learned about life. No matter how obvious something is to you, it doesn't mean it is obvious to the next person. Listen, literally, common sense is not common. So I had to allow her. I didn't have to. But I felt like, okay, I will give you a chance. You didn't know. You should have known, but you didn't know. Now you know. So we sat down, we talked about it, and she apologized, and she was like, "Oh, okay, fine." She was gonna start peeing in the toilet like normal people. We moved on from that. Please tell me why. One day I come home from work, and it was a Friday, I believe. I want to say it was a Friday because I would always set her free. Like every time I come on Friday, like she could go home for the weekend. She doesn't have to stay at hours for the whole month and then have like days off. She could go every weekend because, you know, we were observing the Sabbath. So it was like, you don't have to be here loitering. You can just go home. So and her home was close by as well. So it was possible. Malawi, for those of you who don't know, tends to have electricity shortages as well as water shortages. So sometimes the water board would just like close your taps, even though you paid your bills. They don't care. They don't care. They just kind of switch that issue off. So the water had stopped running. Again, for where we were living, it wasn't common. It wasn't like a usual thing that would happen, but then sometimes it would happen. And there's no telling when the water will be back on running. So we would always put it in this big drum. You know that like 20 liters drum thing that I will insert a picture somewhere. That we used to have water in that barrel like all the time for washing, for cleaning, for sometimes even cooking. But our drinking water used to be separated into like a little bucket type of thing because, I mean, it wasn't filtered or anything, but it was just a little bit like people didn't have to keep dipping in there, scooping water out. So it was a little bit cleaner. And then we had a couple of those as well, just in case, because you never know when the water is going to like start running again or not, or just be off. So that water would be for cooking. So the drum one was mostly for like washing and cleaning. And then the little buckets was one for drinking. And then the others were like for cooking and stuff. I had another little bucket that I used to put under the sink next to where the toilet was, because at the end of that corridor was a little sink where we used to brush our teeth. So the sink that's usually in the bathroom for brushing your teeth, ours was out in the corridor. I put one under there, and that would be like gargling water or like face washing water, because sometimes, you know, you mess around, you end up running out of water completely, and then you can't have a bath. And if you can't have a bath, you're gonna still have to clean your bits in it. So we'll use that water. Rarely happened, but you know, it was still like a thing. And also, if you run out of water completely, that could turn out to be your drinking water. Like this, it was clean water. It was just, listen, it's a jungle out here. One day I come home from work, I've dismissed her, she's gone off to her house, wherever she used to go. I go and get that little bucket, the one under the sink, and I lift the lid and it smells of urine. It smells of urine, guys. I'm getting re-traumatized just thinking about this. Why am I smelling urine in this house all the time now? Like, my kid is in diapers and she don't smell this much. Like, I don't understand why there's a grown woman in the house and now the whole house just smells like urine all the freaking time. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm sniffing out the urine because at first I didn't know where it was, isn't it? I was just sniffing it out. Like, you know when you you know when you use your nose to do like Detective Clouseau or whatever he's called and whatnot, like Detective Poirot all over the place. I'm like, and then it dawns on you what you're smelling, because at first you don't know what it is, you don't know where it is either, and then like, oh, now it hits you, it's urine. The bucket always had a lid in it. Not only did it smell of urine, you guys, I fished it out. There was pee in it, and I don't mean like freshly squeezed pee. It's the trauma. It wasn't freshly peed pee. It was like, and it wasn't like your whole blood has been emptied into it. No, it was someone who's been religiously peeing in the lid, has been emptying it out and putting it back, peeing again, emptying it out and putting it back, and now there's residue. But the residue isn't like minute, like small residue. It's like, like if you tip it, there'll be a trickle coming down of pee, and then the humans pee. Why? What? You guys, it was traumatic. I was shooketh. I was like, sis, the water that we drink? Really? That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing now? I was disgusted. I was like, my Caucasian friends would say, flabbergasted. I was so scared. I was like, yo, how is my child living in this house under these conditions now? Because if you're peeing in this thing, what else are you doing? What else are you actually doing? I didn't even know. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to feel. I just didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't clean it. I left it there because I needed my bae to see it. I needed my husband to see this. I don't know why, but I needed him to see it. So he came home from work and I was just like, babe, take a look at this. And he went through it as well. He was like, listen, she's got to go. I'm like, yeah, you have told me twice. He's like, babe, she's got to go. I'm like, hun, yeah, I heard you. Like, yeah, she's gone. She's gone. Where is she at right now? I'm like, whoa, she's gone for the weekend. She'll come back on Sunday, innit? He was like, she's not even coming back on Sunday. You need to dismiss her right here, right now. Like, she's done out here. She's gone. Does she have some belongings? We can take them to her if that's what she needs. But she's not coming back to this house. There's no way. Now we can't even ask her to explain the situation. Like, the peeing in the bathroom thing we can understand, but we've told you. Now you pee in the toilet. Why are you still not peeing in the toilet? Why are you peeing in the lid of water that people use for oral consummation? Like, what are you doing? Like, now you've literally gone out of your way to like do some mess. I want to say effery. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is inhumane at this point. Like, what would you, no culture, no kindred, no kind, no clan, no religion, no nothing do this, okay? Like, it's just not normal. It's not normal unless, and this is now what like when I was telling my work colleagues, they were like, oh, that's voodoo. It's voodoo. You need to let her go today. Like, at this point, obviously, it's Monday. I've already let sis go. But, like, I was just asking them because I just felt like, wait, hold on. I didn't grow up in Malawi. Maybe there's some custom I don't know about. I don't know. don't know. And my fellow Malawians, I apologize for insulting you like this, because I know damn well there's no way this is a thing that people do. But I still felt like, hold on, maybe, just maybe. Listen, I'm sorry. And they were like, no, this is not a thing. Absolutely not. And this is dangerous. Because maybe, like, you know, people do stuff like this allegedly. Like, okay, so pause. I don't know if I fully believe the voodoo thing. I'm sure it happens, but like, the only reason I think that, you know, demonic forces are at work is just because I believe in God, and I can't believe in one and not the other. But otherwise, it's like, it's hard for my brain to wrap around things like this, like black magic and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to just fully say witchcraft, but it's not that I don't believe witchcraft doesn't happen. It's just that, you know, I don't know. So they were like, yo, it's witchcraft, it's voodoo, and what happens is they pee and stuff like this. You guys drink that water, before you know it, she's the queen of this castle, of your castle. And apparently then they start doing this thing where they don't work anymore, and you do the work. So she'll be coming into work and not wash the dishes, not clean, not do nothing, but like us, without even like realizing, we're sweeping, we're mopping, we're doing the chores that she was supposed to do. And then she just basically relaxes. Our house becomes her house. Now, apparently that's how the dark arts work. Again, I don't know about that, but I don't refute it either. It was just so scary though that, like, okay, for a minute, let's assume that that's the thing that could happen. That's wild. That is wild. I'm not trying to have that in my household. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a young mom, a young wife. Like, I'm trying to do this for as long as possible. Like, I'm not trying to deal with you and your witchcraft. Are you mad? I was shooketh. I was like, what? Oh my goodness. And I was telling them the story, not just because I was trying to find out about, like, you know, cultural differences or whatever, but mostly because I was just like outraged and disgusted, and I just wanted someone to be disgusted with me. But they took it to a whole new level. Like, the stuff that they were saying at the time, I just remember thinking, oh, damn, sister, girl. It was a whole thing that made me feel some type of way about it. I mean, I was already feeling a type of way, but they made it worse. And I was just like, yeah, sis, old girl has to go. She's got to go. We're done here. We're done. It's a wrap. Yeah, she didn't come back. I told her she can come back for her paycheck, but that was it. I wasn't even willing to discuss with her why she was being let go, because I felt like we didn't even have to discuss why what you did was so messed up. But I still did ask her. Oh my days, this woman had the audacity, the audaciousness to be like, because I gave it to her and I was just like, because I still hadn't cleaned that. Are you mad? On Sunday I hadn't cleaned it. I'm not gonna clean your pee. Are you mad? I think I did in the end. Nah, she cleaned it herself, but I gave it to her and I was just like, yo, Brenda, I found this under the sink, and like, what is it? And she was taking it. Guys, when I tell you could smell this 3 doors down, okay, this thing stunk. Okay, she's coming through and she's just like, oh, I don't know what it is, and she takes it and she was just like, yeah, it doesn't smell so good. Madam, what is it? Bruh, you're asking me what it is. You're asking me what it is. Okay, so now you're insinuating that you're not the one who's been paying. One of us has been doing it. Now pause. It is possible that one of us has been doing it, because, yo, if she can do it, can't trust anyone. But like, first of all, it's not Lily. Let's take her out of it. And second of all, it's not me, because I know what I've been up to. And then thirdly, it just leaves hubby. But like, hubby is like way cleaner than we are. So it's just far-fetched that it's him. And also, why? Why now? Why is he starting now to pee like this? Like, why? All this time he was doing it right, and then now suddenly when you've come through, not even when my Luca was working, not when freaking Rose was working, but now that you're working here, hubby's just decided he's gonna start peeing in the bucket lid. Like, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. So that just leaves you, because you're the random one now. Like, and you've already got a track record of peeing in places and things that you shouldn't be. So now we already know it's you. We're already thinking it's you. So then for you to turn around now and you'll be like, oh, madam, what is it? Oh, what? Oh, I don't know. I didn't see this earlier. I could have used this. But yeah, she was probably because it looked somewhat like this. And she's just there like, mind you, the rest of us couldn't even get that thing close to our faces like that. She got it all the way up in her stuff. And she's telling us she don't know what it is. And we're like, yo, we think it's pee. We're smelling pee. And then she goes again. She's like, come on, daddy. Kangadi. That means Kangadi means fam. I don't even know. Maybe it's like maybe, right? It could be. That's kind of what it is. And I'm just like, are you for real? Hadi is at this point livid. He's pissed off because now you've already done something that's like outrageous and treacherous, but now you're trying to act like we did it. Like now you're also acting like you don't know what's happening. Like you're insulting our intelligence. Is that what we're doing now? So he was livid. He was pissed and he was just like, listen, I'm going to let you deal with this. Like I don't want to be involved in female things, like women things basically. It's just, you know, like when we have a garden boy, he deals with the garden boy. So the maids are kind of like my responsibility. So he walked away. He was like, I can't deal with this. I can't do this. This is above my pay grade. So he left. And I was just like, yeah, Brenda, I'm going to have to let you go, sis. I'm going to have to let you go. And she was just like, no, but it's not fair. I really need this job. Stop story. And I felt bad for her because like poverty is real, you guys, man. Like it's really real. And hunger is real. And I felt bad, but like, to what end? For you to be peeing in our stuff, our bathroom, then water. What's next? You're peeing in our food. That's the other thing. Now at this point, we don't even know what we've been eating. Now we're just here like, oh my goodness, what's been happening to our food? And also, what's been happening to our baby? We can't trust you, sis. We can't trust you, so you got to go. It's a wrap for you. That's it. It's the end. So yeah, we let her go and she had to go and we gave her the money that we felt like we owed her. And yeah, she left, never came back. And that was the end. So that's the story about Weird Maid's situation in Malawi. I hope you liked this story. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you want more story times, let me know because sometimes it just be coming to my head and I remember them and I'm like, oh my God. But I don't tell them. So if you want them though, let me know. And I'll get that sorted. Anyway, as always, remember to be the you you're supposed to be, not the one that pees in bathrooms. Because that's the you you're supposed to be. And until next time, cheerio.